Hi, Plexus partners. Kendra and I just wanted to get on here and do a recap of what we had at our training for all of our ambassadors that was held at my house this past Sunday. It was amazing. We had 17 people all together, and we wanted to come and share with you kind of what we talked about. And we really focused on steps to be successful in your business. And as I reached out to you guys on Plexus Partners and I asked some of what your frustrations are, a lot of you were telling us that, getting ambassadors, but keeping them. So we really focused a lot on the system, like what kind of a system can we have to follow up with our ambassadors and our customers and truly following up. So we're going to talk about the 5 steps to be successful, but the system part will be the biggest part. And Kendra is going to start to talk about the belief. But for you that don't know me, I am Misty Miller, and I'm a Senior Ruby Ambassador, and Kendra is a Ruby Ambassador, and we are super excited to share with you, and we also want you to know that you can come to either one of us if you have any questions of what you hear tonight or see tonight or just in the future. So Kendra, tell us about our first step to be successful in our business of belief.
All right, perfect. Okay, so the first thing when we're talking about Plexus is we have to have a belief in a few different things. We need to have a belief in the products and how they're working, and a lot of us have that already. We know how they're working with us and we know how we feel. We need to have a belief in the company. So really getting to know not only just the company, but knowing who the people of the company are. Looking at our diamond ambassadors, looking at the ambassadors on our team, we're all part of the One Plexus model. And that really helps you see the belief in the company and realize that they are, very giving. They have a good foundation. They do things for us and not just what's best for them. So that they, so that we can understand that they're not just out to make money or to not do something well for us. It's also important to understand our compensation plan and how this business works and how amazing our compensation plan is, because not every direct marketing company has something like we have, how we can get eventually paid 11 different ways. Do you have anything to add on that, Misty?
And then just remember, our motto in Plexus is that Plexus does it the way it could be done and should be done, but rarely is. And truly, it rarely is ran like this. And that's why when other network marketing, people that have been with other network marketers, they see our comp plan and their jaw will drop because it is truly unbelievable. And the more that you learn about, the history and just have the answers ready to go, the more you learn, the more you earn. People are going to believe in you and believe in the company, have belief because of your strong, background knowledge of our, just the history of our company too. But most importantly, really having belief in the products and sharing that passion and not keeping it a secret. So especially, and then talk about maybe establishing your why.
Yeah. Your why is so important, and that's the thing that you're always going to go back to when things maybe aren't feeling where you think they should be. Maybe you have a slow month or you haven't gotten a new ambassador in a little while, and then you look back at your why and say, oh, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for my family, or I'm doing this for my health. I'm doing it for a lot of different things. I leave my why posted right in front of me on my computer so that if I'm feeling frustrated, I can look at it and be like, yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I am going to go to Diamond. I am going to, go to my next rank. I am going to help my team. I know that for me, it's so important to be able to help my team continue to grow and get where they want to go, because it helps them, it helps me, and it helps all of us. We had an ambassador on our team speak about just how small your why can be and how big it can be at the same time. Lori Zay is one of our ambassadors, and I asked her to speak because she has a really, really neat story about what her why is. She has a special needs child, and for her, they need the extra money. And she said she remembered getting her first paycheck. It was $50. And she said she looked at her husband and was like, we have $50 extra. They had never had an extra anything. So to have $50 to her was so life-changing. And maybe that's not a lot to some of us, but to some people, even $25 is going to be a little extra, that they need to get them through maybe a month. So I think it's really important to always go back to that why.
And I think for me too, like my why is the fuel to my fire, so when I'm down, I have to think of that why. And I'm like, okay, this is what ignites me. And, I have many different whys, but even my team is my why. Each and every one of you, when I know your why, it ignites me to work hard to help you reach your goals. And as you guys reach your goals, I know for me, it ignites my fire. And it just makes me feel so good that I can be a part of that plan for you. So definitely tell your sponsor, your leaders, your why, because then we can hold you accountable and also remind you. Now remember, I know you're going through a lot right now, but remember, this is why you chose, this is why you're still doing this. So it's definitely important to share that and post it.
Yeah.
Our second step to be successful, we talked about, is just keeping it simple. The business is truly a simple process. It might not be simple now to you, but once you get that, you kind of get it down and you just keep repeating these steps after steps after steps, with every single ambassador that you have on your team, it becomes easy. It's second nature. You can just stand and talk about it. You're very confident about it. Right now, we expect you to kind of feel overwhelmed. Because it is. We were there. We've done that. But we've also kind of been trying to come together and see how we can make your life simple. And sorry, I'm going to change this view here. We're going to try to make, we're trying to make your life simple by helping you come up with a system. But the only thing, we can help with that, but we can't make you do it. So this is where you have to, dig deep, find your determination, sacrifice some things. For me, my sacrifice is, I don't watch TV. That's my choice. Some of you may feel like you can't live without TV. That's fine. But, I've also sacrificed maybe not tucking my kids in bed at night at times, or I've sacrificed, not going to one of their games, which I hate that. But I've also had, talk to my kids and my husband about how they need to support me, and this is why mommy's not there, or, to let them know that this is to help us become, as a stronger family, and also to help other people. Mm-hmm. So, when I say keep it simple, when we get a new ambassador, we have to kind of follow some steps. And we're hoping that what we are saying, obviously you can modify to fit your needs and how it's going to fit your, everyday life. But that we are expecting that, you're duplicating down. And, whether there's some things that you want to change, that's fine, but find the system that works for you, and that, you're going to tell your level ones, and then your level one is going to tell their level one, and so forth. And what we're finding is that some people are falling off. Maybe they don't have time for the business. They just fallen off. Maybe they only want to buy the products, or they don't want to do anything at all. But if you choose to do so, it is your responsibility to pass that person off and give it to another leader, give that person to another leader, put your person into somebody else's hands so that they can help that person grow until they want to fall off, or maybe hopefully never fall off. So what we're finding is there are some people out there, and once we're taking them under our wing. So you kind of need to look at your own downline and see, is there somebody else that's fallen off? I need to take all the people under them and contact them, ask them, hey, you want to work the business? I want to coach you through this. I want to help you through this. So when I talk about systems, we're talking about the simple things, and my system is constantly coming back to the success guide that we got in our success kit. This one, if you have not gotten the success kit, you can actually buy it right now for $19.99. It's an amazing deal. Excuse me, I'm gonna get this. You get this beautiful box filled with everything you need to kind of start your little business. It lays it all out. It's beautifully written. So what I have done and shared a little bit at the training that we had on Sunday, I actually have turned it into real life systems. So I'm super excited that you guys get to see it, and the other people haven't even seen it yet. So this is what it looks like. What I have chosen to do is I'm trying to think of the steps. So when I get a new ambassador, what's the first thing I want to do? What's, kind of going down, like what's my checklist? So I am treating my new ambassadors as if they were a patient or a customer, same thing, like they're a patient. When you go to the doctors, it's your turn to be there. They pull your little file and everything in there, all their notes, from you being there in the past. Some people have thicker files than others, but the doctor will go through your file before they come in to see you, and they usually start off, at least some of my doctors do, conversation of something that they knew what I was there for last time. Obviously, they're not remembering that really. They're only remembering it because they wrote it down from the previous time. So what I have done is I have a file folder. It doesn't have to be fancy. I actually have my fancy ones are for my ambassadors. My just regular manila ones are for my customers. And I have typed out something, and I can put this on Plexus Partners. I just wanted to finish it up so I can put this out and you can fix it and change your words or whatever it is. So in here, hopefully you can see, but this is for my friend Janelle. And I am going to, she's been with me for almost 2 years, but I'm going to ask her her new why, and I'm going to write it down right here, and her goals. And I'm going to really focus on helping her try to get these goals. She does not have to have all these goals all right now. She can just keep adding to her goals. And anytime I hear her have a goal, I'm going to add it here. Down here is all, I'm going to get closer. You can't really see me, but I put all the different things that I want to make sure that I talk to my new ambassador about. So what I have done is I've gone through the success kit. The success guide. Can I put it down here? I've gone through this, and I just kind of went to the table of contents, and these are all like the big topics that are really important that we want to keep repeating and duplicating over and over and over and over again. So we want to make sure that we guide our new people and have them understand all this. So the very first thing that hopefully you've been able to see is Plexus Partners Academy. That is a spot where they can just learn. You can throw your new ambassador in there and tell them to start on post number 1 and work their way up. I think we have post 17 now that was in there today. So what I did is I matched like the posts that are in the Plexus Academy. So one post might be all about compliance. So in my little box, when I talk about like compliance, I'm going to say something like, right here it is, discuss compliance rules and post number 9 in Plexus Partners Academy. So I want to make sure that they listen and watch that Plexus Partners number 9 post before I talk to them. And I'm going to set that up. So the first time I talk to my ambassador, I might say, can you just tell me your why? Like, what made you, want to start Plexus? And then I'm going to ask them, some questions, and I'm going to jot some stuff down. And then I'm going to set up a date for them. Like, okay, let's say this was a Monday. I say, would it work if I can call you on Wednesday and we can talk about, some of the products, like like some information about the products. But before we do that, can you go to post number, blah, 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 and read pages, blah, 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 in this book, just so we'll have some ideas of what to talk about before we get on the call. And then before I get off that call, I'm going to set up another date. The next date, I'm going to give them the next topic. And I'm just going through all these little topics that I think are important. And I have it written in like what post goes with Plexus Partners Academy and what pages go from here. So I have it all right here. And I'm just going to keep checking these things off my list that I know I have taken them through this process. I'm going to do that with every single person that joins my team. And I'm going to hope that even if you don't like this older idea, you are going to have, like, maybe you lay out a checklist. You lay out something, but the most important thing you have to do is you have to know that you have talked about all these topics. That's what's going to be important. Because if you talk about, I don't care how you talk about them or what system you do, but those have to be talked about. And it is our responsibility to be a leader to those new people, so that we set the tone for what it's going to look like for when they get a new person. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, I'm going to talk to my new ambassador like a lot for probably the first 2 months. like a lot. But then after that, you're going to set up maybe just a weekly call. So once a week, you're going to have a coaching call. So that's on this side. I have this this little template. I'm going to write the date and any notes that I see. So when I have my coaching call, or if I talk, I'm going to pull their file and have it ready to go. So when I open it, I'm going to skim my notes and I'm going to start off. Last time I talked to you, you said, you were talking about how you're going to put pamphlets in, the lounges, the staff lounges in your office. How's that going? Follow up with them. And if they haven't done it, they're going to feel like, oh gosh, she's going to ask me about it. So they're going to feel accountable for all this. So I'm going to, when I'm done, I'm going to put her back, but I'm going to pull her back out after I put the date. I'm going to have her already set for the next, week. I'm going to pull her file again and keep doing it and doing it and doing it. This is so important. And I'm going to tell you, I have been in this 20 months and I just started the system. So Kendra and I have done a lot of the learning and, failing and things like that. And I'm not saying that we're not going to fail with this, but it is really important that you start something. And we've only learned this through, pretty much experience. But with you guys coming in, at least we've lived it for you. So you don't have to go through those, the roller coaster up and down so much maybe. So that kind of leads into step number 3 to be successful, and that's the duplication. Like, you need to do the same thing over and over and over again. And you think about it, just like in everything. We learn to ride a bike. We keep doing it over and over, and what happens? We can just get on and ride. I could be off my bike for 2-5 years. It doesn't matter. I know how to ride it when I get back on. This is going to become second nature with you. You're going to be able to just blah about anything and everything about Plexus if you just repeat it over and over again. And if I'm going to reach out to some of my people and I'm going to call myself out. I am so sorry. I did not lead you in the right way. Do you want to try again? I know I have so much right now. I can lead you in a way to get you to goals that you want to reach. So get your people to duplicate. And if you don't have people that want to duplicate, we can't sit and basically boohoo about like they're not doing this, they're not doing. Just stop, let them be, go find another worker bee. So that's what we need to do. Step number 4 is personal growth, and step number 5 is relationships, and Kendra is going to talk about those.
Perfect. Okay, so personal growth is really important, and it's not something we always think about in this kind of a business. I know when I jumped in, I didn't really think about personal growth. I just thought, well, I'm just going to do this and I'll figure it out along the way. And as I've been going along the way, then I've started finding things I wanted to learn more about. So what we mean by personal growth is, finding network marketing books. Most of us have never done this before. Or if we did do another company, it again was maybe to get free product. We didn't really work the business. Maybe we had a couple parties and there's where it ended. I know that's at least how it was for me. So this time I really made a serious effort to get some books and really find out what this was about. What are the things that I should be doing? So we talked about some of the books that you can get. They're very easy, quick reads. They're fairly cheap on Amazon, like under $10. And some of those are, this is a favorite of a lot. It's called Rock Your Network Marketing. This is Misty's, and you can see she's got lots of notes in here. But again, really thin, really a quick read, but it gives you lots of good ideas. And just like anything we do, I think it's important to look at a lot of them and then glean what you would do. Don't just say that this is the only one I can use and this is what I need to do. Some of the other ones that I'm currently reading, this one's called Being a Starfish, or Being the Starfish. It's actually a rep from doTERRA, but he's got some good information in here about network marketing that I really like, and I'm highlighting things that I know will work for me. I think Misty has some more books right there. I don't have mine on hand.
I grabbed a few off my shelf so I can share. One is called GoPro, one of my favorites. This one is A Millionaire by Halftime. We have The 4-Year Career.
That's the one I have that one too. That's a good one.
Making the First Circle Work. So think about your first circle, like your level ones, making the first circle work. We also have, this is one I just read. I mean, it is so thin. I read it in one day, but it's called Duplication, the Key to Creating Freedom in Your Network Marketing Business. It talks all about systems too. This one is, I like this one, as you can tell. It's almost like a little devotional book. It kind of gives you just little stories from other network marketers, but it's called The Flip-Flop CEO. And some of those are just inspirational. Like, you know, you just read a couple pages and you're like, okay, I'm good. Kind of like a little devotional book. And then a couple other ones that we've been kind of, you know, doing groups with is the John Maxwell group, is the 21 Laws of Leadership. And it's kind of like a workbook, so you have to reflect on as you read. And then his other one is the 5 Levels of Leadership. So those are a few. Go ahead, Kendra, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, those are some good books. They're all, I mean, and feel free to ask us which ones, you know, we think, you know, would be good ones to start with. Like the 21 Laws is a lot thicker. We typically do that as a book discussion group. And the other ones are just quick reads. I literally took them on vacation last year and just ran through it and had a pen with me and highlighted things and stuck sticky notes in where I liked things that I wanted to keep and remember. But other things you can do if you don't want to spend money, just get on YouTube. You know, type in some of the big names or type in Plexus and see what comes up as far as people that you can watch. We also recommend Sarah Robbins because she's got a lot of great YouTube videos. She's a Rodan and Fields person, but again, she's a network marketer and she has lots of good ideas. Some of the people in Plexus are Sarah Marble, Sonia Dudley, Christy Hall. There's a lot of people. Melissa Eichenhorst. We could name tons for you. But they give lots of good ideas, and you can again see what you think would work best for you. And I think that in itself is huge for your own business. You know, find someone that maybe you kind of relate with and see what they're doing and see if you could do that. We talk about our daily IPA, which is income producing activity, and for most people right now, it's just getting to be posting on Facebook. But reach out to 1 or 2 people a day and just ask them if they've seen about Plexus or heard about Plexus, and can you share some information with them? Because often people aren't seeing your posts. You know, if you're in a group, they may have turned it off. If it's on your personal Facebook page, Facebook's algorithm changes things up. So if they haven't liked or commented on something, they might not be seeing it. So it's really important to, you know, reach out to people and not be scared that, you know, they might say no, they might say no. It's okay. You know, we've all been told no before. And what you're doing is you're planting a seed. Now they think they may have said no, but really what that means is no for right now. And they might start watching you and seeing, oh, okay, you know, I'm starting to notice they're feeling better, or something you will say will click with them, and maybe that no becomes, yes, I'm ready to try it. So.
It's funny. I have to say something real quick. I don't know how I follow this person, but this person's with the Unique, I think it's makeup, and I put a like on something she had today. It was like some really inspirational, like she had some slogan that she was like, this is my slogan or whatever. Literally, I pushed like, and I got this message from her, like personal message. And it said, hey, Misty, thanks for the post, love. Mm-hmm. What hit home for you? That's all she said.
That's a great.
That's good. And then I just said back to her, hi, Jennifer, I love your slogan. As a health and wellness ambassador, I'm constantly sharing the same message. Love your passion to inspire and empower others. And she said, oh, thanks. Thank you. Love Plexus. How's it going? And we got this little chit chat going. She never like tried to sell me anything, but it was just like one of those, like, don't be afraid of other network marketers. Like, they're in the same business. They just have a different product, but you can learn so much from their like systems or strategies and things like that. But just the way she wrote that, I was like, I could totally use that line, you know, of how she said it to me.
I'm writing that down right now.
Yeah, I can type it out too, but it was perfect. And I had somebody else do another one, and I'll find it, but it was a good one.
Okay, cool. All right, so our next step is relationships. And there's kind of 2 roads for this. You want to build relationships with people in general, obviously. You know, being positive, and you don't have to be bubbly and life's fairies and roses all the time. You know, we understand that life happens, but at the same time, when you're on Facebook, you are building relationships with people, whether you think you are or not. And in your daily life, you're building relationships. So if your life is all, I hate my life, I hate my kids, I hate this, I hate that, then people are going to respond negatively, to that. I know personally, when I see stuff like that, I just keep going past it. And after a while, if I keep seeing it so much, I unfollow that person. And so obviously, you want to build those relationships, and it doesn't need to be just Plexus. You know, looking at people's pages, seeing what they're posting, commenting on them, reaching out to them just to comment about Susie's picture, or I love, like, I can't believe your baby's in first grade now, or, I love seeing their swim team photos. That's so awesome how, Johnny's done so well this year. Things like that, and building that relationship with people so that they don't feel uncomfortable that you're just wanting to talk to them about Plexus. And I'm speaking from experience in that. I've done that. I've just contacted people, and then I knew nothing about what was going on in their life, and I felt horrible. But the same goes for ambassadors too. Continue building those relationships with your ambassadors, reaching out to them, not maybe just to see how they're doing with Plexus, but how's life going? Look at their Facebook feed, see what they're talking about. If you know something has been going on, check in with them. But along with that, we want people to know that you don't always have to reach out to your upline. If you don't feel like you have a great connection with them, or maybe it's just something that someone else grabbed your attention at that time and you want to question them, that's totally fine. We are okay with that in Plexus. I have a level 2 ambassador who I get along with her great, but she felt more of a connection to Misty. She felt more comfortable reaching out to Misty with questions. It's okay. It's not as though she has to feel like she has to tiptoe around me. I'm aware that she's doing it. It's totally fine. And there are times that I don't always reach out to Misty. I'll reach out to someone else because I have a question that I think they might be able to answer. So we want you guys to know that it's okay to reach out to whoever you are feeling most comfortable with. Don't feel that you are strictly, that you are restricted to, this is my upline and this is the only people, this is my chain of command, so to say. But, we want to know you guys too, even if you're a level 5 or a 6 or a 7 or 8 or whatever you are, we want to know you too. And we welcome you contacting us and saying, hey, or, asking us questions. It's definitely part of, at least I know for Misty and myself, we're former teachers, and we like to get to know people. We're people. So those relationships are important, and, build them and make them strong. And that's what makes us, such an awesome team, is how supportive we are. I've actually had people from other teams say to me, wow, you guys have such an amazing team. Like, I wish our team had that. And it's kind of fun to hear that. And I also feel kind of sad for them, because I want to be like, oh, like, that's a bummer that you guys don't have that, but the neat thing is too, is we kind of reach out to them too and help them out. So it works well. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So just to recap, the 5 things that you guys have to really have to be successful is 1, belief in the products in our company and the comp plan and just overall Plexus. 2, we need to have a simple system that's repetitive. You're going to do it over and over and over, and then that will cause duplication, which is our 3rd. And then we need to have personal growth, constantly digging and finding, learning. Like, don't wait for your, it's not our responsibility to keep handing everything to you. Like, take it upon yourself and dig deep, go on YouTube, watch videos in every little nook and cranny of your day, read books, just be hungry, because that whole learn to earn is totally true. You can give yourself as many pay raises as you possibly want when you learn, you're going to earn. When you're confident, and when you can really, just understand everything about network marketing and understand Plexus, understand, how to work with people, you are going to be successful and you will go to the top. And number 5, you need to have really good, strong relationships. Like that is like, we are not sales. We are a relationship building company. So when you have relationships, they have confidence with you, they feel comfortable with you, and then, you know, everything else will take care of itself. Don't be fake about it. Really dig deep in, get to know people. And like Kendra said, like, you know, maybe when you contact them, you know, even if they are your customer, they are your ambassador, before you like check on them on how they're doing with Plexus, say, I really loved your vacation pictures that, you know, when you were in South Carolina, how was it? Just do some chit chat back and forth, and then say, and how are the products going? Like, you know, how are you feeling? Did you do okay while you were gone? Or, you know, is there anything you need? Is, you know, are you wanting to grow your business? Or can we set up some times to talk? You know, things like that. So always bring in their personal life as much as you can. All you have to do is sneak on their little Facebook, kind of scroll through real quick before you talk to them. And you'll learn something really quick, especially if they're one to share about their personal life. So we hope that this little recap helps all of you that were not able to attend. And if you have any questions on anything, please let us know and try to grab a hold of at least one of those books that you saw tonight, because I'm telling you, they're awesome. And I have even read some of them 3 or 4 times, or at least gone back and, you know, looked at my Post-it notes and my notes that I wrote, like, you know, that I wrote in my book. So thank you guys, and we look forward to seeing some of your systems start to work. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.